Welcome back to episode 213 of the God and Gun podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
I'm your other host, Doug.
We use this podcast to talk about God, guns, and the responsible Christian gun owner's interest. On this week's show, we'll be talking about the great ruling that was handed down by, of all things, the
Yes,
Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, affirming the Second Amendment means you have the right to carry a gun in public. Amazing.
I couldn't believe it.
I know. Well, I think about being with a sponsor, the Farms Radio Network.
Thank you guys. Also, Crossbreed Holsters. If you're carrying a gun, you should be carrying a crossbreed. Check them out, crossbreedholsters.com. Carry the cross.
Carry the cross. We got some news from our little buddy, not little buddy, he's a big dude now.
He's not a little buddy no more.
No, he's a big buddy. Philip, you want to tell all about
it? Sure. Our buddy Philip, our buddies that started listening to us is Guatemala missionaries. They had contacts a few years ago. If everybody kind of remembers back a little bit, their mom contacted us and said she didn't know anything about Troy and I, and but they were coming back home, and her boys knew everything there was to know about Troy and I, which is a scary thing that they know that much about us. But I mean, I'm glad they do, Yeah. So, but we've kept touch with them, and they're back in the States now, and Philip is on his way to Naval Academy Preparatory School.
He started today.
He started today? I thought he was leaving today.
No, he was sworn in today.
Well, look at him go. So his brother Andrew was chatting with me over the weekend. You could tell he's pretty proud of his brother going off. But hey, that's cool. I wish he went in the Air Force. I mean, what can I say? Air Force Academy was out there too. Yeah. But hey, no, I'm just playing with him. It's one of those branches of service kind of thing. So, Philip, good luck, man. We just want to wish you the best of luck, and know that Troy and I are praying for you for your success and safe travels up there. And good luck, buddy. You're fixing to embark on an ordeal up there.
Yeah, Newport, Rhode Island is where he's at, and today is also his parents' 25th anniversary. So we'll wish Steve and Pam a
happy anniversary.
Yeah, Andrew was really excited and sent us some Facebook messages this weekend.
Yeah, he was.
He just Facebooked us just a few minutes ago and said, "What time y'all starting at 8 or 9?" I was like, "We're starting at 9."
So, he asked me the other day. He said, "What time you got? When are you going to do the next show?" I said, "Well, Troy and I are both kind of down at the moment, and we're probably going to do it Monday or Tuesday." And next thing I know, I had a little calendar invite thing pop up on Messenger, and that he had tagged it in his calendar. So,
good.
So, Andrew, I hope you're watching, buddy.
Yeah, we're both sort of bummed up and in bad shape. I helped me and my brother and my son and his two sons moved a whole couple tons of furniture from their house that they're selling to one of my parents' houses, and I have screwed up my neck and my back and my hip, and my chiropractor was out of town on vacation to California, so I haven't been able to get everything put back where it's supposed to be, and I think I mowed about 9 acres today, so I'm sore, and I took a couple of Advil because I really my back is out bad and neck's out bad, but and Doug has hurt himself over the weekend.
Yeah, I did. It's hard to believe. Everybody's like, "Well, how'd you hurt yourself?" And you want to really tell them, "Well, I was pushing my safe around in the man room full of guns, and I pulled my back." But not the case.
I was pressing my safe.
Yeah, I had my safe up in the air, pushing it up, and actually, I got hurt painting. Believe it or not, I was painting a chair rail. I was doing window trims and stuff in the house, for my wife, the stuff she wants to get done before duck season comes in.
Oh yeah.
And I leaned over to look under the edge of a chair rail. And when I looked up under it, I guess I just twisted just right. And I'm looking at it to make sure I'd covered it good. And when I went to stand back up, I felt a pop. And like I was telling you a while ago, man, it hurt. I had to quit. And I sat down in a chair for a little while and trying to relax for a minute and thinking maybe it would go away. And I said, well, let me lay down on the floor. If I lay down there, then maybe I can stretch it out and feel better. And I lay down about 15 minutes, and for the next 45 minutes, I couldn't get up. My wife was
Mm.
trying to help me get back up the chair. I couldn't get up off the floor. I couldn't feel my leg. And every time I did feel it, it was just an excruciating
Froze up.
pain.
There you go. You froze up for a little while there.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But
when
yeah,
you
it
went to the ground and you couldn't get up, then you
couldn't
froze up.
couldn't get up. I felt like that. I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah, you need one of those life alert things.
I know. I kept hitting. I had my cell phone in my pocket, and man, I was starting to get worried. My wife was fixing to call an ambulance to come get me. I'm like, no, 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 no. That costs too much money. No.
Call a son-in-law. They can get you up a lot cheaper.
Well, she was going to call the son-in-law. I like, just give me a minute. Just let me sit here. And I finally weaseled my way around until I got my leg where it wasn't excruciating pain where I could kind of get up on the chair. And
Mm-hmm.
man, it was rough. That was Saturday afternoon, and I'm still hurting today. I'm not as bad, but whew,
You go
it was
chiropractor,
rough.
son. You go chiropractor, get yourself straightened out. You got something out of alignment. That's what it is. It's pressing on a nerve, and that's why you're in pain.
I know.
I'm not a doctor, but I slept at Holiday Inn one time.
I know, right?
All right. So your guiding gun activities besides being down on your back.
The God side. I've been doing my Sportsman's Daily Devotional. We were planning on going to church Sunday, and man, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't get out of the chair, and when I did get out of the chair, it was rough. I mean, when I finally got up, I mean, you've had back problems. I have never had back problems in my entire life ever,
Oh yeah.
and I had eaten some watermelon about 2 hours before I hurt my back. So lo and behold, the watermelon starts kicking in, and I had to go. I had to go. So
Crawl
I
to the
got to
bathroom.
go. Well, you've been in my house. You know where my chair's at, and you know
Mm-hmm.
where the bathroom's at.
Right.
It took me almost 25 minutes to go from the chair to the bathroom. I'd have to slide my foot just a little bit. And when I'd move my good leg, that was actually working in no pain, and when I go to move it up, I'd put a little pressure on the other side, and my leg would just give away. And
Yeah, pinched nerve somewhere.
man, I thought I was going to die. It was rough.
I bet you Ella was licking your face all the way there.
Yeah, she would have helped if she could have, but oh man, I didn't know what to do. I was hurting, and I told
Yeah.
my wife, I said, let me just go lay down. And luckily at work, I work at a hospital, and we're computer guys, so we're on one side of the building. On the other side of the building, we have all these nurses that have been pulled from nursing floors that are specialists in their field, like radiology and all these different things, and surgical nurses and blah blah blah. So today and yesterday, all of them were giving me advice on how to fix this, and they've been trying to help me doctor myself up. So I feel better today. So hopefully another couple. They told me 7 days of taking ibuprofen. They told me to take at least 1,200 milligrams.
Ooh.
They're like, oh, we know. Everybody says, make sure you keep, but 7 days ain't gonna hurt. And she said they told me that'll take the pain out a little bit, where I can kind of
It's really
chill out.
inflammation.
Yeah. So
it does is a tender, but that doesn't solve the problem. The problem
no.
is pinched nerve, and until you get that straightened out, you're gonna have pain.
Mm.
And you're gonna keep re-irritating it. I'm telling you from experience, man. I've had football injuries and weightlifting injuries, and I've had UPS airplane cargo containers smash me, and I've had lots of back injuries and neck injuries, and I can tell you, if you don't get things straightened back out, it's going to cause you a problem.
Well, I may have to go. I mean, I wasn't even doing anything. That's the bad thing. I get around and try to pick up the side of my truck to change a tire. It don't bother me at all. But I'm painting a little piece of chair molding, and I'm down for the count.
Unusual angle and stretching and using muscles you don't usually use, and then this disc slips out of place, and then you get that pinched nerve, and then you go to the floor.
Yep. I guess, man, it hurt. But well, hey, I did get good news this week. I am out of jail. I was in Facebook jail for 48 hours because I posted a picture of a vicious black rifle that wasn't doing anything. It was just laying there behaving. So apparently I violated somebody's policy somewhere, and ticked off a liberal,
Mm.
and they reported me, or I hit an algorithm just right with something I put on there or something. But ooh, man, they got ticked. They wouldn't let me do nothing. I couldn't make posts. I couldn't comment. I couldn't like. I couldn't. All I could do was see stuff.
But Dad can't even do that. Dad goes to open it up and it locks up and shuts down.
Oh, does it?
I've reloaded it. I like reloaded it like 3 or 4 times. I thought maybe it was just a bad program, so I deleted it out, and reloaded the new program, and no. As soon as he opens this up, it kicks back off. He goes right back
Yeah,
to YouTube.
I appreciate all the people that sent pictures of files and keys and all kind of stuff, to help try to get me out of Facebook jail. And it was funny. My wife posted a picture on Facebook that it was jail bars and stuff, and you can see these hands on it, and it said, "If you're trying to get hold of Doug, he's in Facebook jail." So I was like, "Hey, whatever." So when they paroled me, buddy, I went on a rant after that, and I let into them a little bit, And, hey, here's my thing.
Mhm.
We got the freedom of speech. I understand Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook, whatever,
Mhm.
but they'll let any Yahoo post anything they want to on Facebook and don't say nothing. But when a conservative posts something, they block you and do all this other stuff. Well,
Mhm.
my thing is, I let everybody in the free world know the other day, if you don't like God and you don't like the Constitution and you don't like the things I post and you don't like the Second Amendment, unfriend me. I'm good with it. You
Yeah.
know, I don't have to talk to you.
Yeah. It's not about that. All the leftists are always about control. They don't want you to be able to speak. They want to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your freedom of everything, even your right to life. I mean, that is the left. I mean, if you look at socialist, communist, they're about controlling you. They're not about you having freedoms. Your
Mm,
personal freedoms are given away, and they want to have control. You look at Nazi Germany. That was a socialist republic. That was not even a republic, socialist workers' party. Uh, they keep trying to call that the far right. That wasn't the far right. That was the left. Free healthcare and all those stuff. But then they want to start, for the greater good, they want to start killing off anybody that they don't think is worthy. And if you're not worthy, then you don't have the right to life anymore. So,
yeah.
anytime you go down the road of socialism, it's all about taking away your freedoms and being a servant to the state.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know what? Most people, when my wife posted on there that I was in Facebook jail, you know what the biggest comment was that she got the whole time?
Mm-mm.
What do you say this time? Because it ain't the first time I've been in Facebook jail.
Oh, really?
Oh no, I've been in a
I've
couple times.
I've never been in, that I'm aware of. I've never been in Facebook jail and knocking on some
The
kind of
last time I was
somebody's
in
wood over
Facebook jail was because I posted something about Obama not doing a good job on something he had done, and I was exercising my First Amendment right, and apparently they didn't like that either. So I got in Facebook jail that time.
there. It must be some of your friends that are doing this to you, Doug, because my friends wouldn't do that to me.
They're not my friends apparently, so
I weed them out, man.
I'm going to start weeding them all. You know, you, I was so upset. So my thing is, you know, if it offends me, I, I, I thought about starting a kick that I'm just going to go ahead and start marking stuff offensive from the left side that I see offensive. And there was one on there the other day that, and my tolerance level is not real high on certain things. They was having drag queen story day in an elementary school,
Oh
and
gosh.
I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, that's offensive to me. I don't like it. Kids shouldn't have to go through that. When they get older enough to make their own decisions, if that's what they want to do, hey, rock on. But until then, you shouldn't push it down their throat. If a Christian can't come into the school and read a Bible story, you shouldn't have to sit there as a child and listen to drag queen stories. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to do it. I marked it that I didn't like it. You think it came down? No, not at all. They didn't get put in jail.
No.
And then I started watching. I'm like, oh, I'm fixing to go to jail again for being a hater or something.
Yeah, it's a sick world we live in. If you pay attention to what's going on in the world today, the news, the level of corruption, the level of just disgusting behavior. It, it's not going to get better
No.
now. It's going to get worse, and so we just have to ours and our friends and let God do the let God do all the sorting out, right?
Yep. But
So
hey, on to a happier note.
yeah,
I got an email from a friend of the show. He's a listener named Bob up in Illinois, and he had listened to the show and had listened to me talk about duck hunting, which is one of my passions in life, next to guns and stuff.
you like to duck hunt?
I do a little bit, just a little. And he was listening to the show, listening to me talk about duck hunting. He had emailed me and said he and his son, who's 13, had never been duck hunting. They always wanted to, and they wanted to come out to Arkansas and go on a hunt. And I hooked him up, took care of him, and he called me on the phone, and we had a good conversation and talked. And I said, "Yeah," I said, 13. I said, "I don't charge for any kids under 15 years old." Um, hey, we try to promote um, youth in hunting, sports, getting out in the woods.
Be very, very
And
careful. There'll be a homeschool dad show up with like 14 kids.
well, hey, okay, let me rephrase it. It's one kid per hunter, okay, and we're good. But I said, yeah, I said I had a young man in the blind with me last year he was 9, which he was a little too young probably to be out there. And I didn't realize that when his dad had booked. But I told him, I said, yeah, he was ADHD and just his dad getting cranked up on Mountain Dew. He said, yeah, I listened to that episode. He said, my son's nothing like that. He said, he's good. He said he's been shooting skeet with me for years and trapping stuff. And I was like, hey, more power, man. I want him to bring him out and have a good time, and hopefully I can do my part and call some ducks in for them to shoot in the face, and they can have a good time.
Be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to invest in the younger generation coming up and get them hooked on guns.
Oh yeah, it certainly is. And
Give them the first taste for free, and then after that they can buy their own ammunition.
yeah, yeah. He comes out. I might even give that young man. I can't remember what he said his son's name was. And Bob, I'm sorry about that. Forgive me, but he's up in Illinois, so he's going to come down where he can actually pull the trigger on some guns and have a good time. And
They can shoot guns in Illinois, shotguns,
shotguns, yeah.
double barrel out the window. No, that's where Plugs Biden lives at. That's where.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
That's all you.
That's it for me. That was probably about enough.
I've been busy getting things fixed and moved and mowed and unpacked since I got back from Florida. I had a whole bunch of honey-do lists, really got big and backed up. So I've been working on that until my back went haywire. I guess was it Thursday, Friday, or Saturday? It was Friday, wasn't it? Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturday it got really bad. Friday I messed it up a little bit, and then Saturday I finished it off uh, on moving stuff, and then just seems like I've just been running all month. Let's see, reading the Bible through again. I had church security on Sunday. Wasn't my day, but I get to church, and the guy that's supposed to be there wasn't there. Had a mission team meeting after church, and then have a mission team report before the church coming up this coming Sunday. And I've got church security again this Sunday. So it's been busy. Pastor's on vacation this week, and we've got another associate pastor on taking a group of kids to Center Kid for the week, which my daughter is part of, and so my youngest daughter's gone to that. So I'm on standby in case something comes up at the church. They need me to come do something. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be watching my phone to go do that. So that's the God side. Let's see. On the gun side, I got the book. I mentioned it on Facebook or Instagram or something. A Great State, and this is the Divide. I think it's like the first of a trilogy, three books by Shelley Gallagher. And so I got an email from Glenn Tate. I don't know if you guys are preppers or like reading the prepper books. Glenn Tate wrote I think he's got like 10 books called, excuse me, the 299 Days series. He said, I should check out this book that Shelley wrote. And that's her pen name. I don't know what her real name is, but she sent me a copy, and I got it, I don't know, mid last week sometime. And I've done read about 60% of it. And I enjoy it. It's really good. It seems familiar in a lot of ways. And then, but it's, from a woman's perspective, I don't think I've ever read um, a prepper type book from a woman's perspective before. So the way they think about things is not the way we think about things. And so it's a good book for men to understand how women think about things. And when I get finished, I'll do a full review and we'll have Shelly on. And Glenn, I think he's coming on with her too. So we'll have them on in a couple of weeks whenever we get that scheduled. I get finished with the book. And then I just got a big shipment of books, handbooks. All tied up my wire here. Somewhere around here. All right. Well, I mean, a shipment. I got a big shipment. I got the extra class license manual. I got the ARR operating manual, and I got the ARR handbook 2018. And there's about 20 pounds of books there. And so I want to get finished up with my amateur extra class. My my headset's stuck under my chair. So, but I've got a lot of reading to do. I mean, I put all this knowledge in my head, and I realized that I'm going to be able to pass this test by taking by doing what I've been doing and studying the questions pretty much. But I don't necessarily understand everything that goes on with that because it's more like having an electrical engineering degree when you get the amateur extra. I mean, I can memorize the questions like I did on the first two, but I realized that I probably need to know more about what I'm doing. Actually, know what these things mean instead of just knowing all the answers. And so I've started studying that, and there's an online YouTube channel that will teach you each chapter of the book about learning about the amateur extra class license. So for my ham guys out there, that was for you guys, and everybody else just doesn't know what I'm talking about. So so 73. Just got a shipment from that, and what else did I get? I did clean my Falcor rifle, and I did clean my little, I don't know what you call it. I don't have a name for them yet. The little mini puff, I guess I should say, the little AR pistol I built, or one of the two AR pistols I cleaned, the one I keep in my truck all the time because it was getting a little grungy just from riding around, and I haven't had opportunity to shoot, or I haven't taken the time to shoot, I should say. So I need to get out and shoot. So that was all my guiding gun stuff that I can remember at this point in time.
Hey, so while you're getting books in the mail, guess what I got coming?
What you got?
AR mags.
Oh yeah, I saw a picture of it.
Yeah.
Did you get the first one?
They ship today, and I should have them one day this week. And cool. I had sent one of our buddies, Doug Schultz, was chatting with me the other day, and I sent him a little taste preview of what it was going to look like. And Doug, yes, we are going to make those available if you want to buy one. If you don't win it, I was telling him last week we were, kind of a little teaser that I'm going to take the mag. It's got our logo, and actually they laser etched it on both sides, so you can see it from whichever side you're standing on.
It's an ambi.
Huh?
It's an ambi mag.
It's an ambi mag, and but they look really cool. And so as soon as I get them, the very first one is going on Facebook, and I'm going to put it up for a contest. We'll decide what you got to do, but you'll have to like God and Guns podcast. You'll have to share the post, like that post, and I don't know. We'll have you have to reply back with God and Guns Rocks or something. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll make you eligible to win. And I'm gonna pick a number somewhere, and whoever hits that number of likes is going to be the winner. So that's about the fairest way I can make it. So I'll tell it to my wife, and we'll go from there. And it'll be fair. And then we'll probably give. I ordered a few to start with. A couple of them are going to be mine to take the range to promote us. And um, I'll send you one up, Troy, so you can promote. You put it back on the little
Yeah.
puff back in the background. And Andrew wanted to know if it was a 100-round mag. No, it's a 30, just a 30 rounder. So uh, to be eligible to win, I'm not going to pin the thing or anything like that. So you will have to live in a free state, for me to ship it to you if you win that thing. But or have a buddy in another state that I can ship it to for you, and you can pick it up at your own risk.
Cool. Concealed carry. I've got on the Glock 19 as usual with the Trijicon RMR and the Surefire XD, whatever that is.
Look at that. It looks a lot like mine.
Looks a lot like yours. So mine's got some. I think mine's got some grass clippings in it. I got out of the mower.
I got dust and stuff all over mine, man. It needs to be cleaned. And I have not found, since I moved, I have not found my frog lube or my gun cleaning kit. It's here somewhere. I just don't know exactly where. So as soon as I find it, I have to clean a bunch of stuff.
Cool. Let's see. All the usual stuff. I don't think I'm wearing anything different. Well, I've got on, since I was mowing, I don't like putting a pocket clip knife in
Mm-hmm.
because I'm afraid it'll fall out and get mowed because things like that have happened before. I've got in a, what is this? This is what is this? It's a battle horse knife, little neck knife, a folder with a little leather case they sent me. So it's handy to get, wire and boxes open and removing lids off of oil cans and stuff like that. You always need a knife on you for something,
Oh yeah,
clean your fingernails or something. That's pretty much that. And you already showed yours.
I showed mine. Absolutely.
You got a joke.
I do got a joke. Tonight's joke came to us. One of our listeners, Keith Hagan, had sent it to me last week, but we were already in the show when he sent it to me. So I told him, I said, I'll post it this week for you because it was actually pretty funny. I kind of cracked up because it actually, I'm going to digress for just 1 second. My grandfather used to take me to a truck stop early in the morning when he was taking us hunting or fishing or anything. We'd always stop at the Big T truck stop in
E-Town or Glendale?
In E-Town.
Oh, okay.
When it was
they
over
bulldoze that now.
Yeah, when it was over there, we used to stop in there, and so it was kind of funny. But anyway, here we go, and there you go. Hey, God and Guns, little bling on your Yeti or what, or Ozark or whichever one you got.
Yeti.
Yeti. So
don't hit me.
A truck driver walked into a cafe and placed his order. I would like 3 flat tires, a pair of headlights, and a pair of running boards. A brand new waitress, not wanting to look stupid, went to the kitchen and tells the cook, "This guy wants 3 flat tires, a pair of headlights, and a pair of running boards. Does he think we're an auto parts store?" The cook says, "No, he wants 3 pancakes, 2 eggs sunny side up, and 2 pieces of bacon." The waitress said, "Oh, okay, now I understand." So she thought about it for a minute. So before she went back out, she spooned up a big bowl of beans and took them out and set them in front of the customer. And the truck driver asked her, "Hey, what are these for?" The waitress said, "Well, while you're waiting on your 3 flat tires, 2 headlights, and a pair of running boards, I thought you might want to go ahead and gas up."
That's premium right there.
I know, right?
A little pickle relish, like cornbread.
I know, right?
All right. Let's see. We didn't have any feedback this week. The dogs are barking. Somebody must be here. Let's see. Bible verse this week. Ecclesiastes 7 through 9. And this is, of course, written by Solomon. So it's a lot like Proverbs. Surely oppression drives the wise into madness, and a bribe corrupts the heart. Better is the end of a thing than in its beginning, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Be not quick in your spirit to become angry, for angry lodges in the heart of fools. And so that's just some of Solomon's wisdom there for you guys tonight. All good advice that not to become uh, angry and let yourself get yourself in trouble and become foolish because we don't stay in control of our emotions. Which when I was driving back from Florida was very hard to do. I have to say, you people out there are really bad drivers, and you need to stop being that bad and get better. And if you would put your phones down at red lights, that would really make me happy because it tends to make me very, very angry at red lights when I'm sitting there and people have their phones in the lights green and they're still sitting there and I have to hit my horn and they all give me the I'm number one sign. And I don't like that. So,
Georgia just passed a law. It was effective, I think, for 1 July, 1st of July, somewhere in that area.
yeah.
Anyway, you can't even have a phone in your hand. It doesn't matter. You can't play music. I mean, if you play it, you better have it through Bluetooth or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you can talk on your phone while you're driving is if you have a hands-free device. You can't even have it in your hand, or it's a ticket. So
Cool.
I want to see them go to Atlanta and enforce that.
Yeah. Yeah. Atlanta's a whole nother world.
Yeah,
That's a whole nother jungle of its own.
Atlanta's got that uh, U.S. congressman up there. I don't know if you saw it on YouTube videos or when it was on the news that they were talking about the military bases over in
Um,
Guam.
I
That
know you about
if you put too many people on Guam,
Elijah
that
Cummins
the
there.
island would tip over.
You talking about Elijah Cummins?
Yeah, did you see that?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I like. Are you kidding me? I wanted to write to him and tell him, I was stationed in Guam when I was in the Air Force, and we got all the people together at one time to run to the other side of the island, and it didn't tip, so it's probably going to be good.
Uh,
What a
yeah,
doofus!
Grant just got back from Guam.
Oh, did he?
My nephew. Yeah, he just got back to nice, sunny, hot Louisiana, and so he's enjoying Louisiana in July, almost August. There ain't nothing more miserable than that. I don't think. Maybe
Mm,
Mississippi, but it's it's one hot and sticky place in the middle of July usually.
yeah.
So our main topic of the Ninth Circus. This is amazing. The Ninth Circus actually upheld the right of the people to carry guns in public. It was appealed from Hawaii officials. Let's see. I'll read the article and then we can talk about it. A federal appeals court ruled on Tuesday that the U.S. Constitution's Second Amendment protects the rights to openly carry a gun in public for self-defense, rejecting the claim by Hawaiian officials that the right only applies to guns kept at home. Let me go back and give credit to this. This is from a Reuters story from Jonathan Allen and Diane Cruzman. The ruling by the three-judge panel on the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals makes the San Francisco-based court the sixth U.S. Circuit Court to interpret the Second Amendment this way and could set the issue on a path towards the U.S. Supreme Court, which has not taken up major gun rights case since 2010. The extent of the right to gun ownership is one of the most hotly contested debates in the United States, where mass shootings have become almost commonplace. That has nothing to do with our right to carry a gun. If anything, it supports our right to carry a gun.
Yeah.
We can stop mass shooters. If you don't have a gun, you can't stop someone that's mass shooting, right? The split 2-3 decision on Tuesday, the panel found that Hawaii infringed on the rights of the plaintiff, George Young, when it twice denied him a permit to carry a gun outside. Excuse me. We do not take lightly the problem of gun violence, Judge. Oh, I don't know if I can pronounce that name.
California judge.
Diarmundid Oskilene Laney. I butchered that one. I wrote in Tuesday's ruling, but for better or for worse, the Second Amendment does protect the right of a firearm in public for self-defense. Amen to that.
Yep.
Ninth Circuit had ruled in 2016 the Second Amendment does not guarantee a right to conceal firearms in public in Peruta versus County of San Diego. The Supreme Court denied to rule on that decision last year. President Donald Trump, a vocal gun rights supporter, is seeking to fill a vacancy in the Supreme Court seat to make the court more conservative, raising the prospect that may take up more cases in the coming years. Let's see. Alan Beck, a lawyer for the plaintiff, in Tuesday's ruling said he believed the question about openly carrying firearms will eventually end up before the Supreme Court. I think the Supreme Court is receptive to this, Beck said in a phone interview, and I just scrolled 2 pages. Attorneys for the state of Hawaii were not immediately available for comment, and Judge Richard Clifton dissented from Tuesday's ruling, saying the Second Amendment does not preclude the sort of licensee rules used in Hawaii and elsewhere. That's not really an argument.
No.
Laws on open carrying of firearms vary widely by state and type of gun. Most restrictive are California, which falls under the Ninth Circuit's jurisdiction. Florida and Illinois and District of Columbia, which are generally prohibit people from openly carrying any sort of firearm, according to the Giffords Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence. I guess that's Gabby Giffords, a nonprofit policy organization that favors greater gun control. Because, if guns were illegal, then that crazy guy that had one when they shot her, maybe. But that's not got anything to do with guns. It's got to do with crazy people.
Indeed.
Hawaii is one of the 15 states that requires a license or permit to openly carry a handgun, according to the center's data. In 2008, Supreme Court ruled the first time the Second Amendment protects an individual right to keep guns at home for self-defense. That was the Heller Amendment. And then the Second Amendment was adopted in 1789. It reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So that's all the article.
What do they not understand about shall not be infringed?
Well, where most of these guys try to hang their hat is on the state's right to restrict things that that's the federal constitution, and so they're trying to hang their hat that states have the right to deny people that right, which would mean that if the state could separate itself from the federal, then we wouldn't have to pay federal income tax. We wouldn't be responsible for class 3 weapons and all that stuff. But when it goes that way, they were like, no, you got to follow the federal on that. So they want both ways.
Mm-hmm.
They want whatever is most restrictive to the person to make you a slave. Just remember, anytime that someone wants to take your rights away, that they want to enslave you. Just think of it that way. That person wants to enslave you, take away your rights, and make you subservient to them, who still retain their rights and still retain their power. That way, it'll help you understand what kind of person you're voting for.
Yeah.
Slave master? You want Democrat slave masters, or you want people who want you to have all your freedoms? And there's Republicans who are just as bad, but generally we're talking. All right, so that was great. I hope we hear more stories like that. I have not been able to keep up the comments on the side. Is anything anybody's shouting out about over there? Andrew's wearing us out, man.
Yeah, he is. He has been pent up all weekend. No, I tell you what.
They're ratting on my Yeti. I had this Yeti before Yeti was hated. This Yeti predates the stupid comments of the Yeti people.
Hey, and it's got a God and Gun sticker on it, so that makes it okay now.
That cancels it out. Yeah,
it cancels out the stupid.
I won't buy another Yeti. I'll put it that way.
I know.
I bought my last Yeti, and I've not bought a Yeti since they've become stupid. But I will be buying all these other great recommendations over there. Thank you guys.
I like the Ozark Trail ones at Walmart. They're pretty good too. They're all
They're
about
all
the same
made.
anymore.
They're all made in China. They're
Yeah.
all made. All right, so we like to thank our great Patreon people out there that support us, and we owe you a great debt of gratitude for being so kind to us when we've had family emergencies and things, and we apologize. We're trying to get back on schedule. We really were trying to put a show out last week, and then I got hurt, then Doug got hurt, and then that's all we're here. But we're trying to get back on regular schedule again. Summertime has just got us running, or got me running every which way, and I know Doug wants to get on a regular schedule as well. But if you want to help us out with Patreon, we'd be happy. And patreon.com/God and Guns. Tim Kim, which Tim's over there commenting and ratting on me about Yeti. John Odlin, Doug Schultz, Steve Stone, Shannon Copeland, and Chuck Shittle. And we're still praying for you, Chuck, and your family. Just really grieving over the loss of your son, and we're so sorry to hear that. And just, you know, I know it's going to be a hard time for a while, but just being able to have comfort in the fact that you know where he's at and that
Mm.
he's not suffering anymore. Patches and stickers. We saw my sticker on my contraband Yeti cup over there, and we've got those available while you guys are buying them. Oh, we got a coupon code. Where's my coupon code for um where did I do it? I don't know. I'll have it up by the end of the show. It's going to be called Dog Days, DOGDAYS, Dog Days. I'll type that in as I go, and that will be a
That's a
uh,
promo code for what?
Dog Days. Will be a promo code for stickers and patches, and my
Oh, nice.
computer's not working here. Dog Days. Uh, and that will be 20% off with regular free shipping for the next week starting tomorrow. So that'll be Wednesday. So until next Wednesday at midnight, it's a 20% off of everything in the store. Which I think all we've got left right now is stickers and patches, and uh, I'm not even going to talk about the other stuff. I've had no luck with any of those things over on the other side, and I have no budget to go out and buy a couple $1,000s worth of t-shirts right now. So I'm just going to have to hold off on buying a big bunch of inventory
Yeah.
until I get out of we Daphne's Dr. Bill when we was out in Wyoming. It was like $2,500 unexpected, unbudgeted, and we do the Christian health sharing. So I paid that out of pocket because I don't want to turn anything unless it's like something that our family can't afford to, if it would like bankrupt us or something like that. But if it's something I can pay for, I do that. But it sort of wiped out my gun budget and so all my things I had on the plans are gone because we that bill was really awful high for emergency room visit. I thought, but oh well, that's life. Obamacare, woohoo!
I, I told I told my wife the other day I wanted a new Benelli Super Black Eagle 3,
Uh,
and she said, "Well, you need to start you a GoFundMe page." I said, "Oh, honey, if it makes it to the safe, you'll never know."
and yeah, hopefully she doesn't sell it for what you tell her you paid for it. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, she knows what they go for. So,
Oh,
and you
keeps
know,
up on these. Huh?
well, that kind of stuff she does.
You just haven't need to have Ella have another litter of puppies.
I know, right?
Let's see. So, other ways you can help us out, join the NRA using our link, and they'll save you money and they'll send us a little bit of love. Devore, DVOR. I was at my uncle's house Sunday after church, visiting my grandmother who's staying with him right now, and I opened up my proper shirt pocket, the zipper pocket, and pulled my phone out, and he like, "That's the coolest shirt ever. I want one of those." He said, "Where you get it?" I said, "Devore." He goes, "What?" The
Yeah.
website called Devore. I said, "I'll send you a link." So I messaged him a link, but I get them on there when they're on there. And I get lots of other stuff, but right now I'm like not spending anything unless it's emergency. We just bought a pool liner this week, and it was
Oh,
a
nice.
lot of money. Yeah, it wasn't nice. I'd rather fill it in, but the kids and the wife were crying, so I went ahead and said, okay, um, I'm messed up in the head. Laser activated shot reporter. It is a great training aid for dry fire in your household. Excuse me. I'm trying not to burp in y'all's face. Uh, Use the coupon code GANDG for a 10% discount. Hoplite, if you need body armor, which every man in America who has a gun needs body armor, is my opinion. I'm saving it for my body armor, but it's going to be a wall now. Because my body armor budget just got blown. And our buddy Lyman Bishop over there is selling some cool stuff. They got shoulder pads, armor. They've got helmets. They've got shields that you can with gun ports and some cool stuff. So check them out using our link, and we'll get a little bit of love from Lyman. Uh, Zija, take Zija. There's a box like right there. That's the T. There's a box of Zija somewhere in here. I may have taken it upstairs, but I drink it. It helps keep me moving. It's an anti-inflammatory uh, drink mix. They've got other great products, but that's what I take and spend most of my money on. So if you would be interested in that, you can go to God and Guns altogether .myzija.com. Had several of you guys ask me about it, and if you ask me about it, I will probably end up referring you to my buddy Chris, who got me involved, because he does that like almost full time, and he can answer any question. And we had some guys ask about rheumatoid arthritis and lupus and something else this last week, and he what he does is he just puts you in contact with the person who has had that problem, and they give their testimony. This is what it took. This is what it did. And they're saying this is what worked for me, and this is how long it took me. My results were 5 days. Some people's are like 2 weeks. Some people's like 2 months. But it it works for me, and so I use it and tell other people about it. And then you've got the next two.
Crossbreed holsters. We have been telling you, if you carry a gun, you need to be carrying in a crossbreed. Troy and I both carry in the Super Tuck Deluxe, the most comfortable holster in the world as far as I'm concerned. You can wear it forever on a trip. It doesn't matter how far you go. You don't get tired of carrying it. And let's face it, if you don't have a comfortable holster, you are not going to carry your gun. So check out our buddies. They got a holster for you inside the waistband, outside the waistband, belt holsters, belly bands, bedside backup, you name it. They got it. So go check them out at crossbreedholsters.com. Use our promo code GNG and get a discount when you check out on Troy and I just for listening to the show. Also, Axelson Tactical. Some of the finest rifles, pistols, knives, and other things that they make out there you'll ever shoot. Troy and I both have an Axelson tactical rifle that Jeff was good enough to send us to try out and promote. And we appreciate him sending those to us, and I love mine. I can't wait this year. I'm gonna shoot some hogs with it. I put my buddy's night vision scope on it and took it out one time, but we're going to go again. And they're just accurate shooting, smooth shooting guns.
Mm-hmm.
You will not be disappointed in. They are tack drivers, but go check them out. They're actually AxelsonUSA.com. Use our promo code over there, God and Guns. And Jeff will give you 10% off of your order just for listening to us and going through our affiliate link and order from those guys, and they'll hook you up.
Good deal. We also are an Interius Alliance Life member. If you want to know more about Interius Alliance, you click on the link in our show notes and find out more about it. And all the good people and patriots over there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, NRA Armed Citizen, what do you got?
NRA Armed Citizen tonight comes to us. This is up close to you, man. This is from Nashville, Tennessee.
Cool.
The police, a woman shot boyfriend to protect her children. This was posted July the 15th. It comes to us, like I said, out of Nashville, Tennessee. A North Nashville woman told police she was forced to shoot her boyfriend after he attacked her children on Saturday night. The shooting happened at an apartment complex at 2400 block of Buena Vista Pike just before 11 p.m. Police say the children corroborated the woman's complaint and had visible injuries. The suspect fled after the shooting, but later showed up at Skyline Medical Center with a non life threatening wound to his leg. Police are still investigating the incident.
I tell you what, one of the things that since I've gotten my ham license, I've got a radio I keep on me pretty much all the time, or two. I've got one right here somewhere. Where'd it go? I know where it went. Oh, I got one here. I got Bofang here, and then I've got a Radio Ditty, which is a DMR radio. I put me a Nagoya extended radio antenna on there because I live out in the boondocks. So use as much antenna as I get. But I put all the police channels and the EMS channels, all that stuff on the scan too. And so I am hearing all kinds of incidences of the police are just like overloaded. And this Saturday, I mentioned to you guys before, but this last Saturday I was sitting out uh, on the porch and just had the radio on, and there was three deputies working and a state police in this county, and this is a small county. Through County is a small county; it's not very big,
Mm-hmm.
but they were about 11 calls. They were stacked up, so the average response time that I sort of was was able to discern from between the dispatch asking for someone to go by the time they got on scene was anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes, and uh, that was the ones I heard that was on the network. The state police is got encryption on theirs or whatever. They got like I forget what it's called, but trunking systems and stuff like that you can't pick up with a regular radio. But so those were also being called out, and then the local dispatcher was saying, "Well, the state police are tied up with too many other things; they can't come help us on these calls." And so as soon as you get freed up, and then like the sheriff had to come back from, he was like off duty and he had to come back in, and I was like, "Wow!" And this is a little bitty county, and we're not even wet yet. I mean, they just voted to take hydromill wet. What we're talking about wet is they sell alcohol, and but the it is just unbelievable the number of domestic abuse, drunk driving, distracted driving, road rage. There was two road rages. There was like three different incidences of people in domestic fights. There was a drugged daughter beating up her parents, who also beat up the police officer. He got maced, and it was just I couldn't believe all the things going on. If you want to get scared about where you live at,
Mm-hmm.
and hear what's going on out there, because you need to be carrying all the time, and you need to be ready to protect yourself and your family for up to in my community. I'm looking at these things, and on a busy day, 40 minutes. 40 minutes, you're gonna be on your own. You just think about that. 40 minutes before you're gonna have a police officer. Now your town might be different, but I was talking to the state trooper goes to church with us Sunday. He stopped in the security room and was asking how things were going, and I told him what I'd heard over the radio. He said that's nothing. He said that's normal. He said he said I've had calls where it took me an hour and a half to get there
Mm.
because the local police didn't have enough people, and he said they called me from 2 or 3 counties over. He said hour and a half before you get there, and by the time you get there, everything's over with, and all you're doing is doing paperwork. So he said that's not unusual. So guys, if you aren't carrying on you at your home, you ought to. Uh, if you're not thinking about the fact that you may have to, um, the same thing with ambulance and dispatch. We've twice that I've had to call the ambulance for one time it was for me, one time for my wife here in LaRue County. They didn't have anybody because they were on other runs, and they were in LaRue County or they were on the other side of the county. And they said, "Well, just start heading towards the hospital and just flash your lights at us when you see our ambulance." So you have to take care of your own medical. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, you have to transport yourself to the hospital. So if you're bleeding out, you got to stop that. So go get a TCCC class. Go get training on how to stop wounds, how to put on tourniquets. Those things are important, especially if you're like we are here on a farm. You can get hurt really bad and bleed to death, getting cut on tractors and getting caught up in equipment and stuff like that. PTOs and things. You can get hurt really bad, and ambulances, 45 minutes away. So it's not their fault. They're just really busy.
Mm-hmm.
Of them that had $1 million building stupid schools when they had schools instead of working on the infrastructure and police, staffing police and doing things they needed to do. They blew a bunch of money on mega $1 million buildings. I'm getting on my little soapbox now. Get back off my soapbox. But think about being able to be able to stop wounds, stop hemorrhaging. You learn how to use a tourniquet, learn how to do pressure dressings, learn how to, be able to move people with broken bones, things like that. Plug holes, chest seals, things like that. It's you can learn it. It's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to spend the time and the money to go get that training, spend the money on the equipment, and be ready. And then fire extinguishers. Buy a fire extinguisher for every bedroom. Buy a fire extinguisher for your kitchen. Buy one for your garage because you and I saw. I don't know if you were still with us when that house burnt down back behind South Fork. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Were you still home? You made the move in the year you went off to Air Force. There was a house that caught on fire and burnt down about 2 miles from the church, and we were all over the church. All of us boys were over there doing something, throwing acorns at each other or something. And we saw the fire, and the fire department got there, and they couldn't do anything, but because it was already engulfed and totally gone, because they didn't have any way to put it out, and they got out of control, and they lost everything. If you have fire extinguishers, and you teach your kids how to use a fire extinguisher,
Mm-hmm.
they can put out fire. If they're 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, they can pick up a fire extinguisher, pull the pin out, and point it at the base of the fire and put the fire out. You got to, you got to depend on yourself. You can't expect 911 to be there for you for everything.
That's right.
I'm just, I just wanted to relay that it was just very disturbing over the weekend to hear all these things going on. And in one case, I heard the neighbors, came in and helped protect the parents and pulled the crazed daughter off of them, uh, and kept them getting killed pretty much. You can't always, you can't always expect someone to jump in and help out. So be prepared and take care of yourselves and take care of your family and teach them how to put out fires and teach them how to plug holes like I did. I took my son. I'm gonna take my daughters to go to that class as well. Yeah, a carbine class coming up at the Bulwarks, uh, September 15th, 16th that weekend. And so I think Gunnar and I are going to go do that one as long as nothing comes up. We have to go to Florida again or something. But looking forward to that. Learn how to run a carbine, your AR-15 class, and 2-day class will be really great. I think there's like 14, 15 spots still open. So I promoted Bulwarks. It's all on my personal page, and I've promoted it on God and Guns as well. Great bunch of professional guys, all ex-military, uh, great instructors, and they have a real heart to teach you how to do it. Teach you everything about guns and about first aid and taking care of yourself. And it's a great family. It's a great family of people. So check out the Bulwarks
Mm-hmm.
as well. All right, Doug, you anything else?
Uh, just two things. One, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Anthony Calandro up in New Jersey.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
been hitting it, boy.
he's been hitting it hard, but he lives in New Jersey, man. They fight the fight every day,
Yep.
and I just want to tell him, Anthony, hey, hang tight. With the court ruling that came out today, man, there's hope for New Jersey yet, man. Keep
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle. He was ranting on the cigar ban,
Yeah, he was.
and what was the other thing? Oh, they just the
The
government
tax for
the
water,
tax.
tap water tax. I was like,
Yeah, he was hitting on it hard. I got to talk to him a little while out there at Shot Show this year, and he's a good guy. I like
he
him.
is a good guy. I tell you, if you're up anywhere near that area, I'm going to promote I'm gonna promote his range for you because our
Mhm.
buddy Tony, he teaches up there and stuff,
Yep.
so he knows Anthony and a lot of people up there. They got a show too, Gun for Hire,
Yep.
and just yeah, two great guys. Him and Sandy are awesome dudes. But Woodland Park Range up in New Jersey, man, if you want to go to a high tech facility for indoor shooting, go check Anthony out up there, and he will do you right. Tell him Doug and Troy from God and Guns sent you in there, and he'll take good care of you. I promise.
Yeah, I'm not going to advise. I'm sorry. I'm not going to advise anybody from outside the state of New Jersey to go into there with a gun.
No, don't go in with a gun because you will be arrested probably before you get
Get
there.
arrested and thrown in jail. And
But the cool thing about his range, I forget how many guns he said they have accessible at the range. You don't even have to bring a gun. You can pick the gun that you want to shoot and just rent it right there from Anthony and rock on.
yeah, yeah. I don't think I'll be going back to New Jersey until they get their act together up there. But
Mm-mm.
I really like Tony and Anthony. They're great guys. Wow, Tony and Anthony. I wonder if they're both Anthony's. Okay. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. Send your feedback to Troy at gungunspodcast.com or
Doug at GodandGunsPodcast.com.
please tell your friends about us. Leave us an iTunes review. Please do leave us an iTunes review. If you've not done
Yes.
one lately, please do. We need those to keep pushing us up so they'll ban us or something. And like us on Facebook at facebook.com/God and Guns podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube at this long thing that we'll leave in the show notes that y'all can click on. We got a lot of new subscribers. It's
Mm-hmm.
really like booming now, so that's cool. Follow us on Twitter at God and Guns Pod, and search for us on Instagram, and search for us on MeWe. And until next time, no, we got more.
One more.
Website godandgunspodcast.com. It's still working as of right now, so
Yep.
cross my fingers. Until next time, Doug, have a blessed week.
Hey, keep your guns close, but keep your Bible closer.
All right, guys. Andrew, good night. And what else we got over here? I see people. I see Andrew a lot. Tim, good night. Who else we got? Steve.
Steve was on earlier.
Somebody else is on there. There's like several on there. So talk to you guys later.
Y'all have a good night.
Thanks for being on the show with us, and send us some feedback. Send us some things to talk about. And we still need to get that private page or whatever it is the
Mm-hmm.
guy mentioned last week. I've been drawing blanks.
The group page.
The group page. Yeah, we need to get that up and going. And if you know how to do that, go ahead and set it up or whatever. And
All right.
Steve said he would do it, and of course the guy from last week. And sorry, I can't remember his name. Good night, guys.
Have a good one.